and 24 county delegations make a decision not just on Kiambu but on the perception of devolution and the standing of the Senate when it comes to this matter.
Well, and welcome back to Jeff Koinange live here with Super Senator Johnson Sakaja, Nairobi County. That there was a soundbite from how many days ago?
That's just yesterday.
Yesterday, right?
Yeah.
Where Kiambu County Governor Waititu is facing impeachment.
Yes.
And then they brought it to the floor of, or rather to a committee in the Senate.
What happened, according to the law, once the county assembly and the county assembly members from Kiambu County felt it wise to pass an impeachment motion against Governor Ferdinand Waititu.
Yes, Clifford.
FC, yeah. And so, of course, that is then passed to the Senate. The drama yesterday was that the standing orders in the Senate provide that the Senate can listen to the matter or create a committee of 11 members to listen to the issue. So I remember when I got into the House, there was a lot of drama. Some members were saying, oh, this list is skewed. Some of these members all are aligned to one party or faction in a party, etc. But when we looked at it, I actually was able to, persuade my colleagues that, the issue is not even who or not. Because I even told the Jubilee side, you can't say this one is tanga ukeleweke. I said, those are foreign terms. We don't have that in the House, and we should not have that. Yeah. We're all Jubilee members, those of us who are in Jubilee. And I said that approach was going to be dangerous because a committee of 11 members, if you look at our standing orders, 6 are from Jubilee, 5 are from NASA. If the committee sees any ground within its meetings, because the impeachment articles are brought to them, if they see that there's any ground that is not justified, they stop the process there and they don't come back to the House. Wow. Meaning the decision on Kiambu would very well be passed by just 6 individual senators. Yes. And I said this is a matter that actually affects counties. And the rule in the Senate is if something affects counties, the vote must be by a majority of county delegations, meaning 24 senators. So I said, let's bypass this. And instead of going to the committee, let's go to the plenary. So that all Kenyans, all residents of Kiambu can watch live. The threshold for making the decision is higher, a majority of the counties, whether to impeach him or not to impeach him. And I said at this stage, in fact, I told colleagues who started saying, oh, he's guilty or he's not guilty. At this stage, we're not even thinking about that. We're looking at the procedure. Let it come to the whole House, and it'll come next week on Wednesday. Let him, of course, the charges will be read out. If the Assembly has decided to prosecute it as the prosecutors, they will come and say he did this wrong, he did this wrong, he did this wrong. Then the governor has an opportunity to defend himself directly or through his lawyers. He must be given the right to speak because we believe in a right to a fair trial. And then we can take an hour or two or even come back the next day and make a vote. And so the vote that will either send Waititu home packing, I don't know if his home is Nairobi or Kiambu. The one that will take him home packing, or that will retain him as governor, will be a vote by a majority of the delegations of senators. And that was the wisdom the House saw. So the motion that was brought by the leader of majority was it was failed. Yeah. We dropped it to 28 nays and 16 ayes. So now it's going to full plenary.
And by the way, this is a governor from your own party.
He's a governor from my party.
Yes.
You see, once you become a governor, you belong to the people who have elected you. And so for us, we don't look at it in terms of party. In fact, for a long time, the Senate has tried to make decisions, and I think we've succeeded to a large extent without looking at party lines. And so yesterday I said, let's look at it objectively. And I said, for those of you who are bringing issues of, oh, this side is, you only brought us people from Keleweke or from Tanga, I said, that is nonsense. And I said, we are allowed to disagree. I have disagreed with my leadership many times. I've disagreed with the leadership of the opposition in the Senate. Recently, when Governor Mike Sonko was in court, I protested and said, you cannot be leadership of the Senate and you're going to represent a governor in court on corruption charges. That is an irreconcilable and direct conflict of interest. Yeah. Because tomorrow, when his case comes to the Senate, Will you come as his lawyer? Will you come to defend him?
Right. Or as senator?
Or as senator? You know, you're preempting. You're already showing that you're biased on that case. And it is not just. Kipchumba has done it. My brother who didn't come today.
Yes.
Mutula has done it.
Junior, yeah.
Senator Orengo has done it, representing, I think, Ojamong or someone.
Yeah.
So no matter who it is, from whichever side of the political divide, it is wrong. The Senate must be seen to be beyond reproach in terms of accountability and oversight. You cannot be the senator and you have that conflict of interest, whether with your governor or with any governor for
And let's face it, if Sonko's case comes to that,
Yeah.
he'll have to come to the Senate floor, right?
And if his case comes to the Senate floor, I will demand that his lawyers, who also are senators, recuse themselves and not participate in that debate. I'll demand for that. Because, and you see, the problem is, they're not just any senators. They're leaders.
Yeah.
You know, my brother Mtula is a whip. He whips his side. Elgeyo Marakwet Senator is the leader of majority. So everyone follows his, he's my leader in the house. So what are you telling people? Oh, it's a party position is okay. Or so I don't agree with. And so the point is, we said, then as much as we may not, agree on on everything or focus on those party issues, let's look at the Senate as an institution. Kenyans have trusted the Senate, Jeff. There are more petitions being brought to the Senate than to the National Assembly. More petitions, and we've dealt with many of them. It's seen as an objective house. I never thought that when I was in the National Assembly. Yeah. In fact, I think I'm the one who called it Nyumba ya Wazee. I said this is the most regular meeting of retirees, more frequent. Yeah. But when I went there, so some level of sobriety, because we are few, we have more time to engage on an issue. It's easier to have meetings. Your quorum is smaller, and you can go deep into the depth. You look at what this committee by Senator Dulo and I think Wetangula on medical equipment services is doing. They're going to the depth of the matter. Yeah. I have friends in cabinet who've told me when they're called to the Senate, they really prepare. Because they won't be asked ABCD questions.
Right.
They'll be asked serious questions because we have an excellent secretariat. Our staff is world class. Our clerks, the people who work there, the legal researchers, the budget office, those who run our committees are brilliant. So I said we must now show with Kiambu, not in terms of what the verdict will be, but the process. I've seen people talking about the impeachment process in the Senate of the US.
Yes,
they have rules: no phones,
right?
No, chatting. You keep quiet throughout it because it's a quasi-judicial sitting. When the Senate sits on an impeachment, it sits as a court of law, and we're making judgment.
By the way, the reason I alluded to the fact that Waititu is from your party is because in Washington D.C., Trump, Republican, you can see the Senate is literally split down party lines, and the Republicans are the majority. So chances are he wouldn't get impeached. I mean, according to most.
Of course, Trump won't get impeached, and
he's been impeached, but he won't be kicked out of office.
The Senate will save him. Let's say that.
Correct.
And of course, if you look at what Schumer and the rest are doing, they're doing the filibuster drama. We want to bring new evidence because they just want it to go down to to really rub in, put salt onto the wound.
Yes.
In our case in the Senate, if you look at the past, there've been I think 8 or 7 impeachments before. The voting was never on party lines, because one, it is not about national, it's about a county, and so most of the counties are homogeneous. The MCAs who impeached Waititu are all Jubilee. You get? Because those are the MCAs in that county.
Correct.
The MCAs who impeached Wambora were all Jubilee. The MCAs who impeached Chepkwony were from one party. In fact, now it sounds like it's a trend. It's only Jubilee that impeaches its people. So when it comes to us, we just look at the issues because the people in those counties are our people as well. Yeah. So we will not vote on party lines on this one. I assure you. We will not vote on party lines. We will look at the merit of the case. And I want to assure Governor Waititu, as far as I know, and based on the senators I've spoken to, which constitute a large majority of the House, they want to be very objective in this trial on Governor Waititu. And also tell the people of Kiambu, there will be no undue influence. We will do our job with true fidelity to the oath of office that we took as senators.
It's about time.
Yeah.
It's about time, Senator.
Yeah, and so the rest of the governors also should watch.
This is a wake-up call, huh? Or notice.
Call. Yeah, it is.
Right?
It is, yeah.
Well done. Senator, let's take a break, come back. By the way, is some MPs are pushing for a clause in the BBI or a referendum for the president to fire his deputy.
I don't like that provision. And you see, the thing is, Jeff, with BBI, there are many proposals that will come. I think the BBI as it is can be strengthened. I think we need to be a bit more radical if we're talking about uniting this country. And I support BBI because it is an initiative to do that, and we are really for it. Some things need to be done more radically, Jeff. What do we need to do to make sure a child who is born in Kisumu or a child who is born in Nanyuki knows he has the same chance at life as a child born in Kakamega, as a child born in Nairobi? You cannot have cohesion without equality of opportunities. And so long as there's the perception that you don't have equal opportunities, that if the president is from here, this person must be from here, this department must be from here. So it's winner takes all. Unless you create that equality of opportunities, we won't have it. So I have radical proposals. Jeff, I think we should not have more than one cabinet secretary from the same community. Mm-hmm. I think we should have at least not more than 2 PSs from the same place or even region, so that everyone knows if I succeed in my career, I can get to the pinnacle. I believe we should not have vernacular in public spaces. I feel very strongly about it. If you look at Tanzania, what they've been able to do, because you don't hear it. Jeff, if I came to this studio and all of you are speaking in Luya, somebody who does not know it will feel you're talking about them. Sure. Let's embrace each other more. So we have radical proposals. I've put down my proposals. We are, as a Nairobi BBI team, we are now consulting with MCs and MPs, and we go down to the people to the ward because we formed a team for BBI in Nairobi. And we're also going to give our proposals as Nairobi in terms of BBI. So everyone should do that. Let the coast people provide theirs. Let us hear them on Saturday, or them present it to Martin Kimani and Mwangi. Yeah. Let the Northeastern people say what would it take for them to feel Kenyan, and then let's create this national spirit of what our country must be. So that proposal of firing your deputy president, yes, it sounds mischievous and cheeky and targeted at the DP. Sure. It's unnecessary. Let's create a system through which every ballot, and that's why I like the Prime Minister position and the other 2 deputies. When you see a ballot paper, Jeff, and you see 5 regions represented, different parts of the country, and then you see another 5 positions. You have Speaker of the Senate, National Assembly, Leader of Majority, Chief Justice, and no 2 should be from the same place. And whether you support this party, you can say, okay, tuko hapo here, tuko hapo pia. For now, we need to have that, Jeff. We need to be realistic. We are still a nation of nations, even as we move towards one. Then later, in my lifetime, I hope and I pray, in my lifetime, we will reach a place where a Kenyan does not care which tribe is the president, which tribe is a minister, because everyone, no matter where you are, will be getting services. That's where we'll get to.
Like Switzerland.
Yeah, so that's a cheeky proposal of firing. It's not necessary.
But if you walk in here and people are saying, aterere.
Everyone. Fortunately for me, born in Nairobi, I speak 6 languages.
Oh, do you?
So you say aterere, I'll go on with you. When we say tuko pamoja, we say tuko pamoja in Swahili. We say kulialala in Luya. We say kititenebo in Masai. We say tuihamwe in Kikuyu. We say one kanyachiel in Luo. We say kimi kibagenge in Kalenjin. We say ngamo tore in Kisii or toreamo. We say in Somali, we say waslajirna. I can go on and on. And that is the word that all of us must have in our minds. Tuko pamoja.
And we can also...
That is BBI.
We are together.
We are together. From St. Mary's.
Speaking of which, that school of yours that you wear so proudly on your lapel, do you know our group MD was also in Changes?
Of course.
You know this, coach?
Of course, coach.
What's Shinoru?
Can't you tell when you look at him? your job is on the line. But you're not wearing this proudly. I normally wear this or the University of Nairobi one. This one says, nothing but the best.
Nothing but the best. Nihil praeter optimum.
Yeah, the University of Nairobi is about unity and work. Unitat et labor. I can't say it properly. When you combine that is the ethos we want in this country. Unity and work. And let's aim for the best, the whole best, and nothing but the best.
Well done.
Yeah.
Let's take a break, come back and talk about one of the best that the country ever produced, depending on who you ask.
Yeah.
Sir Charles. By the way, there's some breaking news we just got in here. Listen to this. 4 people have died in a road accident at Turbo, Lugari. Driver of the truck lost control, collided head-on with an oncoming North Rift shuttle. 3 died on the spot, 1 while undergoing treatment. Thoughts and prayers with all the families. Yeah. Let's take a break, come back. We're going to talk 100 years.
Wow, 100.
A life well lived. Keep tweeting at Koinange Jeff, at Citizen TV Kenya, hashtag JKLive. JKLive takes a break. We'll be back. Moment.
Do you fancy a